how to create a colourful warp design such as this using brushes as well as colour channels in Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop 221, but the same can be done in 220, 219, etc. Go to Window, and history is always useful, channels as well as brush settings, and also go over to the tools. So I'm going to use a brush here, just a standard brush. Let's go up here and you can see all your brushes, general brushes, and go for something like soft round. Then go to the brush settings panel and just go over here to brush tip shape. Like you see the brush there, and I'm just going to increase the size to a reasonable size, maybe 120, 180, whatever. And also you can change the spacing. It's probably best to make it fairly low, create lots and lots of dots, and that's what I want. Sort of these nice blurry dots. And I'm just going to go to shape dynamics, and I'm going to change the size jitter so you can just vary the size. So it's small as well as big. Scattering. What I'm doing is setting up scattering so it's bursts it out all over the place. Also color dynamics. Set the color dynamics, maybe foreground, background, to say like 40 or 50%. Up to you. Purity set at 0%. And you can just change the colors over here. You get more red, more green, etc. Apply the brush all over the document. Once you've got that lovely colourful design, so I'm just going to go over here to channels. Instead of RGB, I'm going to go for red. Filters and Liquify. You can change the size of the brush, etc. and then just apply it. And I'm using the forward warp tool there. Try and avoid going over the edges too much. Keep the edge, otherwise you end up with some unusual gaps there, and I don't want that. Click OK. Then what you do, go to the green channel and do exactly the same. But this time go to, don't use the repeat. It's up to you if you want to, of course. Liquify again. And again, just use that. And you can see, obviously, it's slightly different. Again, try and avoid the edges. And you can vary the size, of course. Don't have to keep the size. I've got 367 there. Use whatever you want. Then go to the blue channel. Filter again, and then go down to Liquify. And of course, also another thing you could do, you could apply maybe another filter, maybe a blur, etc. in between. You could also, of course, use the actions and record this as well. And then you can, of course, apply it multiple times. And you could do that anyway. If you want to, you could just run this again, just run through all the color channels. Click OK there. Now, go back to RGB, and you can see your design there. You've got these lovely colors all backwards and forwards. I'm going to finish it off with just a quick image adjustments, and maybe go to levels, and then you can just change the levels, just make that a bit brighter, change that, the input levels, click OK. Also another thing you can do, go to filters and maybe stylize and oil paint if you want to make it slightly smeary. But also there are other filters, of course, you can use, but you can just apply that a couple of times. Maybe use another adjustment to modify that. I hope you found this of interest. Thank you much. Bye.